Hey, Nicole, nice to meet you.
Yes, you too. Thanks for taking the time to talk with me today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you as well. So, big game tomorrow. You're going to be watching LSU and Bama?
Yep, hopefully we have a good outcome. Hopefully the rain holds off and, we beat Bama.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see about that one.
Yeah, might not be so good, but be a good crowd, so that's all that counts.
Yeah. Have you been to any other games so far yet this
No,
season?
I'm not a big game fan. Prefer to watch it from the couch.
Gotcha.
No traffic.
No traffic, no crowds.
Right.
Gotcha. All right, so I have your resume here in front of me, but I did want to go through some questions with you as well. They'll touch on topics such as leadership, time management, and communication. Okay,
Perfect.
so you ready to get started?
Let's go.
All right. So, firstly, please tell me about yourself.
So I have obviously been in HR for the last 3 years, as you can tell from my resume. So I started off my career in psychology at LSU and graduated with my bachelor's in just general psychology. In between undergrad and grad school, I took a year off trying to figure out, what direction I wanted to go in. After that year, I decided to pursue my master's in industrial and organizational psychology at Southeastern. And then from there, I ended up at the food bank in HR.
Very cool.
Yes.
So you got your bachelor's, took a year off, and you worked during that time.
Yes. Yep.
And
At a restaurant. And then I went back for my master's. So took some time, but it was worth it.
well, that's awesome. Very cool that you went ahead and pursued your master's. So that's big
Yeah.
plus to.
Awesome.
All right. So, why do you think you would be a good fit for this position?
So I think I would be a good fit because of, not only my educational background, but also my background in the workplace. When I started at the food bank, I was actually their first HR person that they'd ever had. So I kind of built the department from the ground up. I pretty much have my toes in every HR aspect that occurs at the food bank on a day-to-day basis.
They didn't even have a. You said they didn't have an HR,
No, there was no HR department.
no HR department.
Yes, first HR person,
Interesting.
and I'm currently in HR department of one, so just me taking it on.
Well, that's a huge. I don't want to say a huge weight, but that's pretty cool that you
Yes,
are getting to um, experience that and go through that and kind
right,
of
right.
build
I've
it yourself as well.
learned a lot of what I like, what I don't like. So I'm in recruiting, compensation, employee relations, policy writing. I kind of do it all.
And you have to pardon me. I'm taking some notes as we go and
No
trying
problem.
to keep up. So, all right, number three. What would you say is one of your weaknesses?
Probably my biggest weakness and the thing that everybody gets on me for at work is that I am a perfectionist. So they laugh at me and they call it paralysis by analysis. So sometimes I take a little bit longer on projects and different things that I like to analyze before making a decision. But that has come in handy in the past when it comes to situations, involving the law. I kind of like to view it from all aspects just to make sure the organization is going to be safe on whatever we decide.
Right, really let you look at that whole picture, right?
Yes, yes,
So that could definitely be a good thing, but I do see what you're saying. So
yes. It's a weakness and a strength at the same time. So
yeah, that one's a funny
balance it
one.
out.
So All right, number 4 is what type of work environment do you prefer?
So, like I said, I'm currently in HR department of one. So I do like that autonomy. Obviously, I do work well in teams. I have to work with every single department in the food bank. But my preference is to be autonomous with just a little bit of guidance from my supervisor, of course. Not big into micromanaging, obviously, but I do like to have that guidance here and there.
All right, now what is something you are passionate about? So this one doesn't necessarily have to be work related, but if there's something in this position that you are passionate about, then you could
Mhm.
definitely share that.
So the whole reason I got into psychology was to help people. I originally wanted to be a clinical psychologist and get a PhD and basically be a therapist. So that kind of led me into HR, and I feel like even with HR, I'm still helping employees. Sometimes you do still have to be a therapist to your employees who are having a
Absolutely.
bad day. But that has definitely been my passion, helping them through issues, through conflicts, and just kind of helping to develop them to be a better person.
So it sounds like you're a huge part of their development. So that's awesome.
Yes, lots of training and
Awesome.
development experience. So,
Good. All right. So I know we just talked about your passion. So is there anything else that motivates you, keeps you going at work or that sort of thing?
I think the biggest thing that motivates me is seeing it all come together. It is helping the employees, but obviously, HR is that delicate balance between helping your employee and also helping the organization. So kind of putting it all together and seeing, those employees do well, but also our organization come out on top as well. I really strive anywhere I work. We want to be, the best place to work. That's, my mindset. I want to make it the best for our employees, the best in general, the better, or the Baton Rouge Business Report does the Baton Rouge's best places to work every year. So that's obviously a goal of mine, is to be on there. So what keeps me going is really just, that competitiveness to be one of the best businesses in Baton
Right,
Rouge.
right. I was definitely hearing that competitor in there.
Yes.
So that's awesome. So
Right.
definitely striving to become or just to strive to be great, really. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a
Yep.
good quality to have. All right, now tell me about a challenge or conflict that you had to overcome at work.
So probably the biggest conflict came from, me coming in. I was coming in fresh out of school, so I was fairly young. I'm still am, but fairly young coming in, and I was coming in hot, making all these rules. So that kind of created some conflicts. Um, our employees who had been there for the long term weren't used to rules, and probably the biggest issue we had was rolling out the attendance policy. Before I started, there was no attendance policy, so that really upset some people. But that's just all part of the change management. So we introduced it slowly. We made it into a policy that was strict enough to weed out your bad people, but not so strict that you were firing, your entire um, hourly staff. So just kind of rolling that out proved to be a big challenge, but we got everybody on board and we haven't had any attendance issues since. So it was definitely successful.
Yeah, that can be a barrier coming out of school like that and
Yes. Everybody,
a lot of pressure.
when there's new rules, everybody takes it differently. We had some people thankful and others weren't. I mean, we hadn't redone our handbook since I think the date I saw on it was 1997, so it was definitely a shock to a lot of
Wow.
staff members.
So you kind of, some of them, I guess, yeah, like you said, some of them didn't even know.
Yes, there
Yeah,
was no rules, no rules, and then I dumped a whole 50-page handbook on them. So definitely came with some challenges, but definitely made it through. And like I said, we haven't had attendance issues since that policy came out because everybody knows what their expectation is.
right, right. Well, that's awesome. All right, now next one. Oh, just about finished, so bear with
Gotcha.
me a little bit longer, and
Yes.
we'll get to finish up here. So, describe a time when it was important to have good time management.
So anytime I hit the end of the year, time management is very important. So at the end of the year, we have open enrollment with our benefits. I also roll out performance reviews, and then that also comes with changes in compensation, on top of, right now, at the food bank, we're currently implementing a new warehouse management system, and we have our big AIB audit, which is our food safety audit on Monday. So the tensions are high. So of course I'm busy with my own projects, but I have to leave that time open for people, to come into my office. And, sometimes they do make complaints about their supervisor being too tough on them, or just stress that they're under. But this is definitely, the biggest time with time management because I have to get my projects done, but I still also have to be there for my staff.
Ooh, very good one. Very good one.
Yes.
Gotta
Performance
keep.
reviews are the most fun time of year.
All right. So number 9, give an example of a time when you demonstrated effective communication at work.
So this is, something that's very important for me. We have staff that ranges from office staff to drivers to warehouse. Some people call it that carpet concrete. So one thing for us is communicating across, different forms of media like phone, email. Do we text them? Do we actually have to print it out and stick it somewhere? So something that I have kind of come up with because we are so scattered is I've actually created our first employee newsletter. So, of course, the food bank sends out a newsletter every quarter, but I actually created an internal newsletter for our staff where we can highlight birthdays, anniversaries, employee spotlight, events that are going on. Something new that I picked up from a conference was the pets of the food bank. So, highlighting people's pets and just getting to know staff. And so, with that, newsletter. It's, getting it out on email, getting it out to text message, and then also posting it in our warehouse where our drivers and our warehouse men will see. So that is one way that I have demonstrated communication throughout, and to all, staff members, regardless of whether they're sitting in the office all day or they're, out in the road on the road 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Right. Now you said you posted it. You posted physical flyers as well.
Yes, yes. So, we do the text for the
Old
people
school,
that are,
man.
on the road, but they do come in to the food bank. So we try to keep it posted where it's visible, and that way,
Yeah.
they can't say, I didn't get a copy." Well, yes, you did. It's back in the warehouse. So we try to distribute those to them so they have it on paper.
Gotcha. Definitely awesome when you create something like that and
Mhm.
everybody likes it and
Yes, it's
feels good
definitely
about.
been a struggle for us, getting that communication flowing through all departments, especially when we do have people who are out in the field a lot. So, that newsletter was kind of one way to bring it all together.
Gotcha. All right, so we have arrived at the last question,
Okay.
and it is: has there been a time you were responsible for leading a team?
Yes. So especially right now with performance reviews, I'm basically leading all of our managers through the performance review process. So at the food bank currently, we have a very new staff. We have one, our coordinators are coming, fresh out of college, but the other thing is our managers have never managed before in their life. So right now I'm kind of coaching them through what that process looks like for performance reviews. How do you grade people? Are they a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And what do those numbers mean? And then I'm also coaching them on how to, fill out the form with important responsibilities, and then also set goals that are challenging but still attainable, so you have that good balance. And I'm trying to coach them, one, on time management, because everybody's busy, but we have to have these turned in so I can do the compensation updates before year end, and also hopefully get them into our budget for next year. So that is me kind of leading the team, through our managers, training them, pushing this project onto them, and then, hopefully we'll all have it turned in by mid-December.
Well,
Fingers
definitely,
crossed.
yeah, definitely good luck with that.
Yes.
All right. Well, way to finish strong on that one. And let's see here. All right. So it's definitely cool to learn that you started with your own department,
Yep.
and you basically have had to and continue to build it, and definitely look out for your employees well, from what I've
Yes.
gathered, and that's always a good thing.
Mhm.
And the company as well, though. Don't want to
Right.
leave them out. And
Right.
so, yeah, overall, I think you did very well.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Nicole. Well, thank you for your time today. And
Absolutely.
my team will be in touch about any further steps that we have for you. Um, probably look for an email, and they'll let you know about any further interviews and in person, and I think is the next step. So just
All
look for
right.
that, and we look forward to talking again.
Thank you.